Hey church family, I'm sitting here in the worship center as you can see behind me, and this worship center has so many memories. For the past 6 weeks it sat empty, and we're looking forward to you be able to worship with us again. So I just wanted to run this by you guys. If you'll remember, in January and February we did a whole series on Vision 2020, and part of that vision was for not just the present but future gen. What would it be like to have your kids and your grandkids call Arden First Baptist their home? What would it be like for your grandkids that don't come to church to find this place exciting and a place to really connect and worship with God? As we like to say, a place to belong, believe, and become. So one of the things we talked about in the town hall meetings, and many of you came to the town hall meetings and gave your input, and after the town hall meetings we did a staff and elders retreat, and we came back with a vision. And the vision involved 3 phases of building, planning, and remodeling. And you guys gave generously to our Vision 2020 campaign. And part of that was to remodel the sanctuary, if you guys remember. And you guys gave so generously, we were able to hire an interior designer. And wanted to run this by you guys. One of the things we mentioned in the town hall meetings is that to accommodate future growth, we're going to need to replace these pews with chairs. And what that does, it allows us to create a worship atmosphere that's changeable and flexible. If we know that we're going to have 200 people, we can set out the appropriate number of chairs. The thing with pews is it's fixed and it's stationary and you can't make it multi-purpose. So one of our visions for the future is for this worship center to be very multi-purpose, not just for church services, but for weddings and other events. So we're going to need to eventually change these pews into chairs. So that's part of our vision. And I know some of you are very attached. These pews have so many memories. But I just want to ask you, while the church is closed down, I'm thinking if you guys give me your blessing and your favor, we've already raised the funds to do so, we can go ahead and replace these pews with chairs and get new carpet in. See, friends, we've got a few weeks before we're potentially meeting back in this worship center. As you know, the governor has encouraged worship services to be outdoors. So the next few weeks gives us a good time frame while we're still not able to meet here in person to go ahead and do some basic refreshing. So you're like, what does that involve? Well, it would be to replace these pews with chairs that are movable, stackable. It allows us to practice proper sanitation. I know that was the #1 concern on the survey I sent out, is you guys want sanitation and social distancing. The chairs provide a great opportunity for that. So I'm going to send out a survey, and all I want is just your blessing to say, Timothy, I know these pews have held a lot of memories, but I'm okay during this time when the church is shut down to go ahead and make the changes that we've already talked about going forward, that the timing is really ideal, and that you guys are okay. I didn't want any of you guys to be shell-shocked. You come in and where's my pew, you know? But I think the timing is really ideal. I've talked to the interior designer. She thinks that in 3 weeks we could do a pretty quick turnkey to replace these pews with chairs and to allow for social distancing and sanitation. But also the big picture is the future. The big picture is that we want this place filled with people who are belonging, believing, becoming. We want to create a place where not only you can worship, but think about your kids and grandkids. Think about the next gen. Friends, I see this church, our vision, I want to take you back to your vision constantly. We believe that in 5 years we can reach 1% of the community. And if you think about the community, there's about 58,000 people. That would be about 600 new people. And I want them to be able to come to a place that is customized for just connecting with God. So that means we may have to replace these pews. And I just want you guys to give me your blessing. Timothy, it's okay, go for it. And if you guys have any thoughts or concerns, I would love to hear those too. Well, I want to introduce you to a very special person in our church, Pastor Jimmy Owens. Come on, Pastor Jimmy.
Thank you, Pastor Tim.
You know, on the survey, you guys said your #1 concern with coming back was sanitation and social distancing. So when I heard that in the process, I talked to Pastor Jimmy. For those of you who don't know Pastor Jimmy, he's been involved in sanitation for what, 23 years now?
23 years.
23 years.
Yep.
So I said, Jimmy, what do you recommend? And he volunteered to clean this entire sanctuary before and after each service so that it would be a clean place. And we're also going to work on bathrooms and all, have a whole crew. But I wanted to talk to Jimmy about, ask you the question about sanitation. And as we're thinking about potential upgrades for the church, I was asking you, what are your thoughts about pews versus chairs and sanitation?
Exactly.
And do you mind sharing with
Not a bit.
people?
Just to give you a little bit of my background is I was a pastor for 23 years and I served some small congregations, so I cleaned a lot of churches. And also, I've been in Henderson County Public School System for 23 years. Wow. 18 of those years, I was a on-site lead custodian.
Wow.
And the past 6 years, I'm still working in and around the custodial. So I know the chemical makeup, all the equipment. And the one big thing to me over chairs versus pews is the ease to sanitize a chair compared to a pew. Pews have a lot of contact points, chairs don't. And the chemicals now, generally there's good chemicals out there, they got about a 10-minute kill time. And if you clean them properly, but like I say, you've got less contact and touch points in a chair than you do a pew. Because if you look, a pew, people go down, they can handle the whole rail all the way down. And so it's got its benefits.
So in your opinion, for sanitation alone, regardless, we're talking about future vision.
Absolutely.
Chairs versus pews, which would be best for sanitation?
Sanitation, in my opinion, is chairs. Even if this COVID virus hadn't come up, I've always liked chairs over pews because they are easier to clean.
Okay.
And then you've got flu season to think about. I mean, we could have another round of this, so of course the safety and health of the parishioners is
it's important.
Absolutely.
So I wanted Jimmy to say that because you guys see from the vision standpoint why we want to refresh this congregation, the building, so that as we have new people coming, they have a welcoming environments. But also, since sanitation was a #1 concern, I want you guys to think about, and if we could look at this pew, how long this pew was. If we have someone that sits in this pew, Jimmy, you're going to have to clean the whole pew, right?
Yes.
So I want you guys to think about from a cleaning perspective. Jimmy has volunteered to clean. So if we have one person that sits on the pew, Jimmy has to clean the entire pew and also the pew behind it in case, someone, the 6 feet distance. So we just wanted to present all sides so you guys can make an informed decision. So we really want your vote of go for it while we have this opportunity. So thank you, Pastor Jimmy.
Thank you.
All right, I just want to close this out by saying thank you for your time. I know that we've covered a lot of details, but one final thought about the pews. If you'll just look at this pew, this is one on the front row. It's tearing and it's stained, and it's one of those things, it's saying that it's time to make an upgrade. And some of you are asking the question, well, Timothy, what is this going to cost? How much is this going to cost us? Well, I got good news. God always provides. And as I said, the Lord's provided the money to hire an interior designer. That's already been provided. And one final thought is someone has given us $20,000 so that we could remodel. And that should be enough to take out the pews and to get rid of the carpet, have new carpet. And we also have a church member that said they would haul off all the pews for free. Not going to charge a dime to haul them off. So it's just all the pieces that fit together. And I just wanted you to kind of give your blessing that, Timothy, I believe in the vision of where you're going, but I also appreciate you thinking about sanitation and my well-being. So I'm going to send you a brief survey, and it'll just simply ask you if you're in favor of this. Let us know. Since we're not able to have a church meeting in person, this is the best we can do with digital. So look for that survey. And I just want to let you know it's been a great delight being your pastor. I believe the best days are not behind us, but the best days are ahead of us. Blessings to you all.